of Power's law. The quotient of Power's law states that when you divide powers with the same base, you subtract the exponent.
The formula is a raised to the power of m over a raised to the power of n equals a raised to the power of m minus n. Example is 5 raised to the power of 8 over 5 raised to the power of 2 is equal
To same base, copy that base, and then 8 minus 2, and then equal to, copy the base, 8 minus 2 is 6. So 5 to the power of 6 is 5 times 5 times 5, etc. And the answer is this is the final answer.
Another example is this one. Since same base, copy the base and then subtract the exponent. 4 over 3 minus 1 over 3 is equal to, copy the base 5 and then copy the denominator because it's just the same. So 3. Where 4 minus 1 is 3. And then equals, copy the base and then 1 raised to the power of 1 because 3 divide 3 is 1. So cancel out and then is equal to 5 because 5 raised to the power of 1 is 5. Another example is this. So since different base, i-simplify na to ang 4 para ma-same base sila and ma-apply na to ang quotient of powers law. So inaniyon niya siya. So 2, since ang 2 raised to the power of 2 is mag-equal to 4, and then parenthesis 2 raised to the power of 3, and then 2 raised to the power of square, and then equal. So 2 and then 2 times 3 is 6. So ibutang sa exponent is 6 over 2 raised to the power of 2 equals, and then since same base na sila, i-copy ang base and then i-subtract ang exponents. 6 minus 2 equals 2 raised to the power of 4. So 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 is equal to 16. So that's the final answer, 16. Another example is this. So y raised to the power of negative 5 over y raised to the power of 2. So copy the base since same base and then subtract the exponents. And then y, since negative minus positive is negative. And then mura na kag nag-add ana. So y raised to the power of negative 7. So since negative ang exponent, so magamit ang reciprocal. So 1 over y raised to the power of 7. So that's the final answer.
Now, we are going to discuss about the power of a power law. If a power is raised to another power, we simply multiply the exponent. So, formula niya na is a to the power of m, parenthesis, to the power of n equals a to the power of m times n. And we have a given here. And mo siya is fraction iyang dire. So, kung fractions gani siya, we apply the power of a power law both sa numerator o denominator. Minani siya 3 squared and this is the power of squared over 2 to the power of 3 parenthesis to the power of 2. Isa-isaw na nimo siya, both numerator o denominator, i-apply nimo ang law. So, i-times nimo ang exponent. So, 2 times 2 equals 4. So, 3 to the power of 4 over 3 times 2 equals 6. So, 2 to the power of 6. So, we simplify kini siya. So, 3 to the power of 4 is equivalent to 81. Over 2 to the power of 6 is equivalent to 64. And that's the answer. For our next example, we have a squared and b cubed to the power of 4. In here, pwede siya mag-apply ang distributive property. Ano siya? Anak of 4 times 2 o 4 times 3. Or pwede po, ingani siya. Rest na po siya ani. Na. Next is simplify na rin, ay ito rin siyang i-times ang exponent. So 2 times 4 is equals to a over 8 over 8 a to the power of 8, and 3 times 4 equals b to the power of 12, and that's the answer. Next example, we have x to the power of 4 and y to the power of negative 2, parenthesis to the power of 2. We always, in order to show, we do the same with Japon. Isaw-sawan Japon na to siya. Or i-distribute. So, x to the power of 4, parenthesis to the power of 2, and dire, y to the power of negative 2, parenthesis to the power of 2. And then times ang exponent. And 4 times 2 equals x to the power of 8. And negative 2 times 2 equals 5 to the power of negative 4. Pwede pa rin siya ang final answer because kani siya, yung mga natin siya ang positive. So, itong button niya is reciprocal. Over na to siya of 1. So, aron, may mo siya of reciprocal. Then, i-times natin niya siyang x to the power of 8. I-times natin siya sa 1 over y 4. Aron, may mo siya of x to the power of 8 over y to the power of 4. So, this is the final answer. So the next example, we have 4x squared and y cubed, parenthesis to the power of 2. Same lang yung itong button niya ang distributive. So 4 cubed 4 to the power of 2, and x cube parenthesis to the power of 2, and y cube to the power of 2. So, kini siya, i-times na to ni siya. 4 times 4 equals 8. And gini, i-times na to ang exponent. So, 2 times 2 equals 4. You write the variable and the exponent. And dili same lang yapon. 3 times 2 equals 6. So, y over 6. And this is the final answer. And that is all for the power of a power law. Let us all remember that when a power is raised to another power, we simply multiply the exponent.
Of quotient law. The power of a quotient law states that when you have a quotient, a fraction raised to a power, you can apply the power to both the numerator and denominator. So, this is the formula. Parenthesis A over B, parenthesis to the power of n is equal to A raised to the power of n over B raised to the power of n. Example is this, parenthesis x over y, parenthesis raised to the power of 3. So, x. So, mag-apply tag power both numerator and denominator. This is the final answer. Example is this, parenthesis 5 over x, parenthesis raised to the power of negative 3. So, reciprocal dyan siya kay negative ang power. So, x over 5, 3 equal, so mag-apply tag power both numerator and denominator. So, 3. And then, x 125 kay 5 times 5 times 5 is 125, and x3 since dili siya constant, it's just a variable, so nag-remain siya since x times x times x is equal to x to the power raised to the power of 3.